No longer allowed to act because you did that one so well that we can't see you as something else.
They have some issue back in the day? And does he need a career revamp?
And typecasted to the point where it's almost impossible for people to see me doing something else.
Alfonso Ribeiro just dropped the...
For more than 15 years, fans were left puzzled about why Alfonso, despite his talent, visibility, and television success, never appeared in a Tyler Perry movie or series. There were no cameos, no guest roles, nothing at all, which always felt strange given Perry's influence and casting patterns. Now, as new whispers and rumors about Perry begin to surface again, Alfonso's long silence from those projects is starting to make a lot more sense in hindsight. Where you can direct a voice, create realistic dialogue, and so much more. Edit these placeholders to get started.
$100,000 to take my clothes off me. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see.
Alfonso never publicly accused Tyler Perry or directly pointed fingers, but when you line up comments he made years ago with what other actors are only now beginning to reveal, a very different picture starts to emerge. Silence doesn't always mean nothing happened. Sometimes it means someone was shut down before they ever had the chance to speak. That raises an important question. What was Alfonso really trying to say long before the memes, the endless reruns, and the recent allegations began surfacing? At the height of his fame, Alfonso Ribeiro was everywhere, lighting up television screens as Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He wasn't just a supporting character, he was the show's comedic backbone, known for razor-sharp timing and the Carlton dance, which became a lasting cultural phenomenon. But when the series ended in 1996, his momentum abruptly stopped. Hollywood struggled to see him as anything other than Carlton, and meaningful roles quickly disappeared. Casting directors boxed him into the same preppy, goofy image, overlooking his potential as a leading man or serious actor. Still in his 20s, Alfonso found himself fighting to restart a career that stalled the moment his most iconic role came to an end.
Filmmaker Tyler Perry sued for $260 million over allegations. The complaint filed in Los Angeles accuses Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, exploitative dynamic with actor Derek Dixon.
Alfonso never...
During the early 2000s, Alfonso was grinding through a career dry spell at a time when Hollywood itself was in transition, and not always in ways that rewarded talent or experience. Studios were chasing trends and fresh faces rather than honoring proven ability or legacy, and behind the scenes, talk of powerful gatekeepers quietly controlling access to opportunities was growing louder. It was in that environment that Tyler Perry entered the picture. According to people close to Alfonso, by the mid to late 2000s, he was actively looking to align himself with the rising wave of Black-led entertainment, viewing Tyler Perry Studios as a potential path to reinvent his career. Perry was rapidly becoming a dominant force, delivering box office hits, building a fiercely loyal audience, purchasing his own massive studio complex in Atlanta, and wielding a level of creative control that few in television or film could match. For Alfonso, who felt boxed out by mainstream Hollywood and desperate for a reset, Perry's empire seems like a rare opportunity. Yet the collaboration never materialized, and for years, no one fully understood why. Alfonso never publicly mentioned Perry by name, but as more information began to surface, especially after actor Christian Keyes released leaked messages alleging inappropriate propositions tied to casting and career stability, people started connecting the dots. With growing accounts of coercion, blackballing, and behind-the-scenes power plays coming to light, Alfonso's old cryptic comments began to look less like vague frustrations and more like warnings. By that point, Alfonso had little left to gain by staying silent. By the late 2000s, Tyler Perry was no longer just a filmmaker, he was an institution, controlling multiple hit shows on BET, operating a multi-million-dollar studio built on former Confederate land, and holding enormous influence over Black Hollywood, particularly for actors who felt excluded by the mainstream system. Alfonso, once a prime...
It's not unusual to be lonely.
Around this time, Alfonso's social media activity began to shift noticeably. His posts grew sharper, his tone more cryptic, leaving fans speculating about what he was hinting at. In one now deleted post, he wrote, "Sometimes the audition is just a setup. Be careful who's really watching." In another, he said, "I didn't come this far to sell my dignity." He didn't mention any names, but after Christian Key's revelations, many began to wonder if Alfonso had faced similar inappropriate propositions and simply chose to walk away. Supporters of Tyler Perry argue that his immense success makes him an easy target, suggesting that actors who were overlooked are merely looking for someone to blame. Yet, the pattern some observers notice is hard to ignore. Multiple young, attractive male actors have come forward with remarkably similar accounts, describing experiences of being pressured or blackballed after allegedly rejecting advances connected to roles.
For me has always been that in terms of acting, most of the world can't get past Carlton.
If even a portion of this toxic culture was present at Tyler Perry's studio, it completely changes the narrative. For someone like Alfonso, who spent years cultivating a clean, family-friendly image, compromising his dignity for a role would have been unthinkable. That likely explains why we never saw Alfonso appearing on a Tyler Perry show or grabbing guest roles, despite his household name status from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Meanwhile, lesser-known actors slid into those roles while he remained on the sidelines. Sometimes not getting the job is the clearest sign that you've passed the real test, one that has nothing to do with talent and everything to do with maintaining integrity. As new details from a current lawsuit emerge, it appears Alfonso recognized the game long before the public did. On June 15, 2025, actor Derek Dixon filed a bombshell lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court, accusing Tyler Perry of multiple acts of misconduct. The suit seeks $260 million in damages and outlines a disturbing pattern of alleged behavior stretching from 2019 to 2021, with fallout continuing into 2024. In an industry already shaken by high-profile cases like Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey, this lawsuit hits differently because it targets one of the most powerful and seemingly untouchable black moguls in entertainment. According to court filings, Perry and Dixon first met in 2019 at an industry event. Dixon, a newcomer with no major credits, says Perry personally approached him, asked for his number, and claimed he wanted to help Dixon land acting opportunities.
$100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, "I don't even need to touch you."
According to Dixon, this was the first time Perry allegedly crossed physical boundaries, and he believes it set the stage for everything that followed. By the time Dixon landed a role in The Oval, Perry's high-profile BET drama, the situation allegedly escalated even further. Behind the glitz of studio lights, red carpets, and promises of second chances, these allegations are exposing what might really be happening behind closed doors. Dixon was cast as Dale on The Oval, but according to the lawsuit, what occurred off-camera is drawing intense scrutiny. Perry allegedly began sending suggestive texts and making flirtatious phone calls, asking personal questions about Dixon's preferences and fantasies.
As a series regular on the Tyler Perry show, The Oval, while Mr. Perry held direct control over his employment, compensation, and creative.
Screenshots of these messages have circulated widely across social media platforms like X and have been cited in reports from Reuters, the Associated Press, and TMZ, turning the case into a viral firestorm. While texts can be manipulated or taken out of context, Reuters noted that some of these messages were included in the official legal filings, giving the claims additional weight. One message allegedly read, "What's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex, if real?" Another reportedly stated, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to expletive you. I would expletive you." Additional messages, reported by TMZ, allegedly included lines like, "I feel so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me." While these messages have not been independently verified, they align with Dixon's claims that what began as mentorship allegedly turned into manipulation and coercion, transforming opportunity into a toxic power dynamic. Social media reactions have been highly polarized. Some users see the texts as damning evidence, while others question their authenticity. Regardless of public opinion, the court filings continue to bring focus back to the allegations. The documents further claim that in March 2020, the situation escalated even more severely, with Perry allegedly choking Dixon during a private altercation, highlighting the deeply troubling nature of these accusations.